So how you help startup to create their pitch deck?
But I'm not the person who has developed that idea. I can guide you. So sometimes the people are coming on board saying we have made a pitch deck and all. So ultimately at the end of the day, what is a pitch deck?
So people have their fake followers and they have fake YouTube, Instagram, and come to you and tell you that please create a valuation report out of it. So how you are dealing with that situation?
A common example I would say, which everyone have heard about, a Paytm. है ना? So Paytm valuation a day before demonetization and a day after demonetization would have changed drastically. So what's happening is the startup is coming and there are a lot of people, that's why lots of fundings are happening.
Right.
But there is no proper system of it. So I always tell that I am here to make you eligible for that funding.
So let's try this AI hack. This video is for educational purposes. Viewers should use AI tool responsibly and in compliance with relevant laws and platform rules. Misuse could lead to penalties. Note: Nipun Sial may receive affiliate commissions for some tools shown. Stay tuned. Happy learning. Hi everyone, we have with us Mr. Sahil Makkar, Chairman of Punjab Angels Network. So he worked as a teacher, he practiced as a CA. So what makes you to start your own business?
Yeah, so thank you, Nipun. And I before becoming a CA, I was preparing for civil services. So my aspirations got very high when I was preparing for civil service. Fortunately, unfortunately, I couldn't make it. But then I completed my CA. That post CA, then I was working and seeing that how things were happening. But then I thought every CA is doing some traditional work in the regional sense of basic accounting, taxation, GSTs and all. But as my aspirations were high, so I was looking for some new opportunities. Then I cleared my ISB, and then aspirations got much more higher. And then everyone told that you should go out of Punjab and look for opportunities in maybe out of India or maybe in at least Bangalore or metro cities of India. But then I thought if there are no opportunities, let's create those opportunities over here. With that thing in my mind, I thought, and if we have to do it, then I have to leave each and everything and come into this for the full time. So I parallelly within a 6 months, 1 year, I then dropped my practice and came into this, formed a Punjab Angels Network, and then started initiating, building this community of startups and all. Above Delhi in North India. So you say there are no good startups or things, or if there are, they go to Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore. But there are no ecosystems in Punjab, Haryana, Himachal and all. They are developing, though it's been developing since long. But to create a successful stories out of it, they are still on those phase and all. And I'm on a mission to create those things over here.
Wow, great. So we have our Canada culture in Punjab. Everybody wants to go to Canada. It's good, yet you are creating opportunities over here.
Maybe I would, for the Canada culture, I would say, so retention is important. So, child as a child is a lot of energy. So if parents are playing with their child, one gets tired, then the second parent get tired, then brothers get tired. But the child doesn't get tired because they have lots of energies in themselves. In Punjab also, like they don't have any place to share their energies either. That's why they say, okay, let's go out of India because there are less opportunities. So with my mission, I am able to create those opportunities also for them also. So that why they want to go outside? Because they want to just earn the conversion of dollar.
Right.
So they want to earn the conversion of dollar into Indian rupee because they learn in dollars and then convert into Indian rupee and get lots of money. Otherwise, there is nothing more than they can do over here. But if they get what they want to do, are good things and all, then obviously they'll stay over here and find new opportunities.
So how you help startup to create their pitch deck?
So, pitch decks are sometimes people come to us, maybe in a CA practice also. Sometimes banks need a project report. So that's a project report, there's a pitch deck. It's just information you want to display to the parties who's reading it. Who's the person who's reading it. But sometimes people come to us and say, make a pitch deck for me, a project report for me. But I'm not the person who has developed that idea. I can guide you. So sometimes the people are coming on board saying we have made a pitch deck and all. So ultimately at the end of the day, what is a pitch deck? It's about your business,
Right.
है ना? And but there's a different methods also in a pitch deck. So I always say you need to make a master pitch deck of 30 pages and then a pitch deck of 10 to 12 pages every time you go and talk to a person by seeing who's on the other side. If there's a customer on the other side, if there is a investor on the other side, or is there due diligence on the other side, to need to make a master pitch deck of 30 pages, and every time you go for a presentation, just pick 10 to 15 pitches or pages of that master pitch deck and then go and present it. And it should have all what the other person is looking for. So I simply say, what is a good presentation if there are less questions from the other side? है So if the other person is asking lots of questions, it means your presentation is not complete and it needs to be improvised, because your presentation should be in a way that there are less questions and you have covered each and every aspect what the people are looking for.
That's great. But I'm coming to a better question. You worked as a CA. So right now there are lots of fake following going on. So people have their fake followers and they have fake YouTube, Instagram, and come to you and tell you that please create a valuation report out of it. So how you are dealing with that situation?
So, so valuation, I say कि valuation is very technical aspect of a business. So people come with their whatever their imaginary numbers. I don't know how they bring their imaginary numbers also. Hana, because they see someone has got that much value. Okay, so valuation, it changes every day, every single point of time. I take many examples. Maybe a common example I would say, which everyone have heard about, a Paytm. So Paytm valuation a day before demonetization and a day after demonetization would have changed drastically. Why? Because there is no cash usage. Data, numbers, things have been changed. Users would have increased, things have increased, and the valuations would have increased. But sometimes people say we don't have numbers just on the basis of imaginary numbers, projected numbers of 5 years where the data has come from. It's not there. Some people say why the valuations are wrong. So if the valuations are wrong, then I believe economics is also wrong. Why? Economics is also based on assumptions, right? So economics first tool is assume anything and all, and then things come up and all, they make analysis things and all. Similarly, valuation is also based on some assumptions. If your assumptions are right, your valuation is right. If your assumptions are wrong, no. So garbage in, garbage out. If you're putting a garbage in your assumptions, if your assumptions are wrong for the valuation, then your valuations are wrong. So people come with a point that this year they have a turnover 1 crore and next year it will go to 50 crore. How come that 50 crore be in, but there is those stages. You believe in 6 months, how, so if there are stages, if you have to reach from 1 crore to 50 crore, there must be a plan ki next month it will be 2 crore, then 4 crore, then 6 crore, then 10 crore. It can't be the day it goes to after 1 year to a 50 CR. No. So that's what numbers and all, and it's a technical aspect many doesn't understand. So generally you see, then what happens is, it's not valuations, it's actually investment on the people. What they believe in a people and how they think it, they then sometimes assume it as a bet on that person. Okay, I don't have to work, okay, protect. Let's see that 8 out of 10 will fail and let that 2 be, it can be this one also. So that's why valuations are not actually really happening. Because people are coming with so much valuations. I don't know where they're coming up with those numbers. And if I ask them from where did you get that valuation, they don't have any answer. Or they say okay, I've read this is the 10-time multiple. 10-time multiple of what? But where you have read it, it's a 10, where there's a law has some, so as a valuation, there is a rule book. So it has certain 7-8 methods to calculate a valuation, which on basis. Sometimes they'll plus all the 7-8 methods and come with a valuation. It's the average of 7 methods, can't be the method of all the summing up all those things and all. So if you don't understand this, so that's why I say if you don't understand economics, you can't say that economics is not good. So valuation is good, but you need the right people to understand those valuation. It's not just numbers. It's more such things, how the numbers are coming up, how the numbers, it's all about numbers and all, so generally valuations formula is based on cash flows, not on profits. So sometimes people say profits are low, then how the valuation is there, but cash flows, positive cash flows, maybe not in past years, in the coming years. So in early years you have a negative cash flow, in coming year you have a positive cash flows, then only valuations will increase. Right. Because the profit shows again losses of last year also. And it has to set those losses also. But current year cash flow is important. So I always say, maybe it's a Hindi line, but so I always say, then I'll convert, I'll make it in English also. काम चाहे कोई भी करो, है ना, चाहे मिट्टी का चाहे सोने का, पर काम करना आना चाहिए, है ना. So simple is कि whether you're doing a work of a sand which doesn't have much value, है ना, or maybe a gold which has a much more value in comparison to weights and all, है ना. So you it's not that gold will give you much more profit and sand won't. If you need to earn profit, you should know how to do that business. That's much more important. If you're not able to do any business, you don't know how to run that business, you don't know how that process is done, how that processing is and coming into, then you are just an investor. As a founder, you should know how that step one will happen and how that step last will happen, and how that money will come from, how that money will be invested, how things will happen, what that machinery will happen, things and all. Otherwise, you're just invested into the business and invested without a founder. So if you're not a founder, you're just an investor, then it will definitely not go at a good place. So for a founder, you should know each and every aspect of it, how to utilize those monies, how to do the marketing, how things should happen.
That's my favorite question. How important is AI in your business?
AI, not only my business obviously needed, but I think AI has become a part of your life. Your mobiles are your part of life. It has become your another body part, है ना? So it gets replaced every day with the new technology. New technology means new AI methods and all. So artificial intelligence actually helps you find the target people, target audience, and I would say so. The point is that everyone needs the target people whom you want to sell your services, है ना? And I think AI helps the best in that. It helps you find the right people whom that. So if you are pitching anything, maybe take any example, maybe a water bottle. If you're selling a water bottle to a person who already has thousands of lakhs of water bottle, that's not your target customer. A guy who is thirsty. So if AI helps you find the thirsty person, so that you can then go and tell them, okay, you want to buy that bottle. So actually, AI that's fun aspect I'm talking about, but you know much better than AI, me in an AI, but I always believe that AI helps you in the right people, right things, right audience, right product delivery and all, everything and all.
Yeah, exactly. That was my next question. How you align your vision with investors and startups?
Implementation. So what is important is first is the awareness of things and all. You asked me a question about evaluations, things and all. So I have studied from the other regions like Bangalore, Bombay also. I've been seeing their people also. So what's happening is the startup is coming and there are a lot of people. That's a lots of fundings are happening, but there's no proper system of it. So I always tell that I'm here to make you eligible for that funding. So eligibility is very much important to. So people don't know how I'll become eligible for that funding. They just think of an idea and come up with numbers and all, imaginary numbers, imaginary things and all, and say, okay, my company's valuation is 10 CR. How the 10 CR is your valuation? So point is, we help people to especially in the ecosystem. I was talking about Delhi in the northern India side of things. People are not aware, even startups, I would say, and also the investors also. है So there are people over here who has lots of money, wants to invest into the ecosystem, but they don't understand how to invest it. So we say that we help you make those eligible startups and eligible investors also. Nobody wants to give free money. They want to invest in those things which they can understand. So if they don't know what's happening and they don't invest, so we are making both startups also aware about things, and that's my mission to create. Like in those region, people should know at least how things are happening in this ecosystem.
So enough for the questions for the startup. Let me come to some harsh reality of investor sides. So I have seen like lots of founders who get funding on Shark Tank India, and after the show, they never get funding. So now they want to scale and they are going to next investor. The previous investor, like the new investor, were asking them why you didn't get funding, and they are keep on calling the Shark Tank judges for the same. And now it's like a black hole in their startup. So what are your views on it?
So let me tell you, so investors, if I'm an investor, I have a money and I'm liking your product, your idea, and I want to invest it. Why would I waste a time calling you hundreds of times? Anna? So point is like what happens is what I have seen is startups come, they present something, and once you go for a due diligence, so sometimes only 10% is available. they go on stage because at a presentation, you say whatever you want to say.
Right.
And when those numbers are checked, the claims you have taken, the things you have told on that stage, to any investor, once those are not proven, then you're done. So the people come and say whatever they want to, wish to, just to have things. That's why they don't get funding. If your idea is right, hundreds of thousands of people are listening on that stage. They have a video of that stage.
Right.
So but once after that stage, their due diligence, their documentation, their valuations on those numbers, which has been happening, and what the background check of the founders, there are many other things what they have done. Then investor doesn't want to lose money because he is just committed. So never ever can't any funding can happen on spot. On spot can be the interest. It can't be the commitment. Interest because I like your idea. Whatever you said, I'm liking it. But obviously, my team and experts will go through that due diligence process and see whether your product is investable or not. So I believe the funding, if the startup has got good and commitment has got the good, then they should get that funding. I don't know about the Shark Tank. I'm talking about the real situation happening all over. Shark Tank is just handling less than 1% of startups.
Right.
So I'm talking about the 99%. I don't know what happens at the back end of Shark Tank, but maybe there's a side of startup, or I don't know, it can be a marketing gimmick also. I don't know about the Shark Tank, what's happening at the background. But I'm just saying, we also, startups come, our investors commit to those startups and all. That okay, I want to invest in it. But once we go through the due diligence process, things and whatever they have said, sometimes 80-90%, that's a very high number I'm talking about. That they should be so if I say okay, 20-30% is wrong, rest is okay, we'll invest in. But sometimes people come on stage and say whatever they wish to say, there are no facts to prove it.
Right.
Or they hide sometimes. They don't yes or no. But once you do a diligence, there are hundreds of questions come out. And once they answer those questions, they don't have answers or they don't have justifications, then obviously you won't invest it.
Investor commits something like, okay, I'm investing in your business as a startup, like for a startup, and after that investor back out and they just got a new opportunity and they have invested into a different venture or different startup. So how Punjab Angel Network is dealing with that situation?
So point is, look, so what we do is, that's why what we have created is, we have created three sets of investors. Okay. So first is who want to invest up to 10 lakh rupees into each startup. Okay. Then up to 1 crore rupees. Then from 1 crore to 5 crore rupees. Because, if any investor is interested to invest 1 crore rupees in a startup, it doesn't want to look for a 5 lakh, 10 lakh startup. He just want to look for, so everyone has their own investment portfolio. They want to invest minimum of that amount and then get many of those things. And early stage is a higher risk. So maybe at early stage, somebody is spending 10 lakh, 20 lakh, he may get 2%, 5% also.
Right.
But at a later, even after spending a 1 crore, you get 1% only. So that's why, but they have risk-taking capacities and all. So that's why what as a Punjab Angels do is, we just don't evaluate startups. We evaluate investors also. What is their mindset? What are their interests? What are their backgrounds? Because one like to invest in those things which they know at least 5% of it. So if their background is tech, they would like to invest in those startup which has at least something of a tech. They not invest into a product. So one investor who's into real estate investment, he doesn't like tech. He says, I need to see product. If you have any startup who's into product things, then I want to invest in those things and all. So we just understand the investor side of things also. See what they like and how they like things and all. And then we find the proper match. So we are just connecting those dots. So that's why investors who want to invest in higher ticket size, we give them higher ticket. So who want to invest in lower ticket size, we get those lower ticket size things, startups and all. But the early you go is the higher the risk, but the higher the risk comes with the higher the profit.
Right.
If you have a stake, then if that startup goes well, you gets more profits out of it.
In our podcast, we share success stories, but we share failures also. So you worked as a CA. That's my question. Can you tell me what you have learned, any financial mistake? So you need to share failure also.
But as a CA is a different, and as a personal life, as a financial is a totally different. As an individual me, and as a CA is a totally different thing. So so there can be both one instances from each side of things and all. So as a CA, if you're doing things and all, so people just come and believes and say whatever they wish to at the moment. So I always say in the financial thing, if everything goes well, then it has been done by that client. And if anything goes wrong, then it has been done by that CA. Okay, so that's the theory in investment also. That's investment also, and as a C also. So people comes in, they'll say manipulate my accounts, those things and all. I just want to pay those taxes and all, so I don't want to do those things and all. Ifs and buts and alls. So if you say it's your wish, you want to do it, I'll do it. Maybe I don't know. It's your right. It's your thing because I don't have to sign. Obviously, where I have to sign, then it's my responsibility. But where I don't have to sign, so whatever you wish to do it. But if that thing goes wrong, then we'll say aap nahi kiya tha. So you have done wrong. I have not done wrong. Because people forget after 2 years what they have said at that point of time and all. Exactly. And as a personal life, I would say, so there's a book also which I like so I've read in that book. But I think that investing in residential area, investing in your residential area in early stage of your life, once you are growing businesses and all, it's not viable because their EMIs, things that are. I always say invest in one business, you can make 10 houses. But invest in 10 houses, you can't build up one business. So investing in a residence in your early life, in your early stages of life and all, is not good to invest in, I would say. But that's also I've read in a Rich Dad Poor Dad. There's a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I think that's a very good book. And so which tells about finances, about the rich dad, poor dad, what rich dad does and poor dad does and all. So that's one of the things it says. Don't invest in residence, invest in businesses. So it can give you lots of profit, and then you can take lots of houses, build lots of houses. But house won't give you any earning. It will give you EMIs, a big EMIs to pay for, which will not give you anything out of it.
Yeah, in these days, business are like when we used to call, like our mother used to call, "Beta ye nahi dikhana, nazar lag jayegi." Right now, we need to show off something to scale up your brand, to show something like, okay, what you want to. People should be envy. There is always a two side of a coin. So people should also admire you.
No, it's person to person. Like obviously, I think it's both side of things and all. Yeah. You need sometime luxuries also, and you sometime need to control those things also. At which stage you are. So if you have earned already thousands of crores of rupees, it's good to buy a luxury. But if you're at a very early stage of thing, and you just got 50 lakh rupees, and out of that 50 lakh you invest 25 lakh on a car, then it's a very bad decision. So at an early stage, first is you need to build a scalability. You need to build teams and all. You need funds for those things and all. So spending, like I told you, spending in a house is now. So spending in a car is also similar, right? But once you have reached certain point of your things and all, so you have reached at a certain level, you will see both side of things. Then also there are few startups will still go in a lowest budget cars and all. Maybe if they've reached at a so high level and all. And it's totally intentional that people shouldn't say so they have bought a car. Right. But they really want to buy that car also, luxury car. Everyone want to have a good life, good standard of living. Why they work for a good school, for good health, for the good studies and all. So that's why they require a good car, and that's a motivation. If you have earned a lots of money and still not buying it, then you're not living actually. You are a role model for many people. Right. So buying a car is not wrong, but at which stage you're buying is important. If you are at a business early stage and all, you don't have a team, you need money for spending on teams or things and all. That's very much important, how you manage those things and all. There is a very one of the principles of one of the networking organizations of US, which is very well spread in India also. So there's a formula they call it. It's a visibility into credibility, gives you profitability scale. I know that's the one of the principles they uses. So visibility means that first people should see you. Okay. Then credibility. Once people are seeing you, they'll come to you and work with you. Then you have to show your credibility. Yeah. Okay. And once both things are done, then only you can have your profitability multiplier. Yeah. So visibility is obviously required at the first point of time, but visibility to right people is also required. So again, coming to things and all, if audience is different and your advertisement at some different place, then it won't give result. Right? Audience is on, and where I think AI plays a very important role.
Yeah, that exactly we generally do with our AI campaigns. Like first, what we need to do is we need to catch their attention. So catching the attention, we use some hook lines. And after when they have your attention, then we need their time. So why they get like why they give a year time, whereas like their time will be important. So why they give you, if you give them some value. So after that, like from the hook, we get attention, then we consume their time by giving the value. And after that, you need to tell something what to do next. Like if you are doing some podcast, like what we are doing, you need to tell followers, you need to follow the subscribe button. If you are selling some courses, or if you have some course, then you need to tell, okay, what needs to be done next. Because people generally left out over there and they never tell their users what to do next. So that's we have learned in the campaigns that we need to do that.
So I think value word is very valuation of value, I would say. So value is, so it's all about how much, what you are asking for and how much you are charging for.
Right.
So giving a value for worth it. So I will go to a showroom and see, okay, see maybe how much money I have in my pocket. But if I see that that similar shirt is can be purchased at 5,000 and this showroom is selling it at 10,000, and the usage is similar, which has that shirt has and all. So then I won't buy 10,000. I'll say, okay, I buy the 5,000.
Right.
And all. Because I'm seeing the value into it. Similarly, there can be value, how value addition get it. People can pay you for your services and all. But whether that is going to save my things or save my cost and how much value you are bringing it on. I always it's a cost benefit analysis.
All right.
I cannot spend 10,000 rupees to earn 5,000 rupees. So it should give me more than 10,000. Then only I'll invest in that 10,000.
Right. So how you built and maintain professional relationship in your industry?
So there's a book also called, and another nothing, but there's a book, and also I always say so it's always a giver's game. So there's a book, Give and Take, and it says that the most successful people are the givers. So givers without intention. So you're coming to me. So I'm just, whatever support I can give you, I should give that support without assuming what I'm getting in return. So if you think of, okay, I'll do this and then I'll get that, I'll able to do this, then that's called the definition as takers. Givers and takers. That whatever you are doing is for takers and all. So giving is very much important. There are many case studies where people have helped it, and that has come after 3 years that has gone very well. That startups, when they come back and supported them back again. But those things are all. So giving is very much important. Givers always gain from things and all. But that book also says the most successful people are givers.
Right.
And the most unsuccessful people are also givers. Okay, why? Because sometimes you are just giving and doing nothing of it.
All right.
And they're not, once you need thing and all, once you need support from those people whom you give without intention also, you should go and ask for support from them also.
Exactly.
Then it's not a business. Once you really genuinely need that support, and you need it, and if you think that person can support you out, then go and just ask for it. It's not just you have to give. Once it's giving without intention and without any thought is important. But if you require later at point of time, you need any support, you can always go ahead. Otherwise you are just givers, and then at the end you are a very good life. You are happy that I have helped 10 people in my life, or 20 people, or 100 people. But at the end you are not earning profit then. Right. For your survival, you need money also to survive, and you also need support. Somebody looking for support, you also need support for a few things.
That exactly lesson I've learned with the book 100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi, that you need to give a value, and when you just start creating a value, like you are a now giver, after you can build up your community, you can build up your stuff, anything else, because now you have army who have already given you and already benefit in their business or anything else in their life due to the value given by you. Can you share a special story of one of your trips?
So maybe recently, so as a part of ecosystem enhancement in this region and all, we take trips to different parts of the world, also to India, also different, also business delegation different. So lately, in last month only, we took our delegation to Australia. So there were many instances, but I would say I think this is not, we are talking about not the business, but so again, givers gain or just a point of time things and all. We were there at some dinner and hosted by someone dinner and all, and I think. So when we came out, so we were traveling since morning from 6 o'clock, and everyone who was traveling, their mobile batteries got discharged. And we were then came out and there were no cabs, and we were not able to book Ubers because the mobiles are not there. and the owner of that hotel came out, and he was just trying to go. He was going home, and he was on his Bentley. And so he saw us. He saw, oh, what are you doing? What are you searching? I told him we are not able to get a cabs and all. So he may have also told, okay, I'll book a cab from my cab. But he said, okay, I'll leave you on my Bentley. Though he was going on opposite direction, but he left us at a destination, and he was saying that so it's like he's been having 15 of hotels and so many societies and all, but he was really down to earth man. And then he told, okay, you are in our need, and I'll just stop you out. And that's it. I think that's their cultures are there. When Australian like, cultures are key after 9 o'clock, actually everyone doesn't, but it's like businesses get stopped at 6 o'clock, so it get closed at 6-7 o'clock and all. It's not like in India, like 9-10 o'clock businesses there and all. So that's why at 9 o'clock we can't find anything and all. So I think at that time, so different cultures. India has different cultures. They have a different culture, but I think those things actually we see different people in different countries, and so that's good, I think.
It's remind me of the Switzerland, because I am very weak. My team, everyone who knows me know that I am very weak in learning the names of a people and places. I generally forget that. Like lots of people come to me, say, hi Nipun, how are you? I like, it's very difficult for me to recognize them. So I was in the Switzerland and we took a tram. We just want to save some euros. So we took a tram at 6 p.m. Like all the showrooms of Switzerland just get closed. So we took a tram and go to the main city. And after that, we need to go move back to a hotel. So what happened is, like, I go to one guy, two guy, three guy, cabs guy, and one guy just give a very cheaper rate. And when we are heading towards our hotel, when we are very near to our hotel, then my wife told me, okay, that's not like our hotel, that's Holiday Inn. But again, our hotel name was Holiday. I know. I tell her, no, that's our hotel. So he keep on telling me, no, that's not our hotel. And one couple is with us. So we just drop out. And when we are going to another reception, then she told me, okay, that's not a reception. Then I told her, no, that's a foreign. We have 2 receptions over here. And when we reached it outward and then asked the location, then it said, you are very far away from your hotel. And that's a blood that I did. And then we asked hotel people, it was around 11 p.m. And we asked hotel people, okay, we need some cab. And the cab come is BMW 7 Series. And I asked the cab guy how much you will charge to drop out over here. Then the cab guy was like, no, I don't know. I will just go with the meter. And for savings of few dollars or few euros, it just like, it was a very big bill at my end. So that's like, I did like, because I forget so many names and the places. All you know me, like everybody knows me, then you know that my inner circle knows that I am very weak in that. That's kind of one of my weakness. So now there is a rapid fire round. You need to give the answers in 5 seconds. So tea or coffee?
Tea.
Favorite book?
Richard Porter. Or there's another small book which can be read in a one day, Who Moved My Cheese? So which can be read in few hours itself. And that's a very interesting book. There's a character of 4 people. So that's Who Moved My Cheese.
Okay. One word that describe your business?
Business scalability.
Favorite city?
Chandigarh office.
Last movie or series you watched?
Last movie I watched a series, the Squid Game and Kala Pani recently, which came out.
Best way to relax after a long day?
Listening to music.
What kind of music?
Any music, though I have my list of songs and all, which is a combination of slow and fast moving songs and all. But music actually helps you relax and all.
One goal for this year?
One goal to create 10 successful stories from this region.
Best gift you ever received?
Best gift as a gift, I would say. So I receive gift every day actually. I'm so blessed. So whenever I need anything, so that God helps you to achieve those things. And
even we are gifting you something after this podcast. So again, yeah, history is repeating again. So we are also giving you something. Favorite snack?
Favorite snack as a snack, so I always say that sometimes, so if you can see my physique and all,
yeah,
and so I say this physique is from childhood, and that's because of eating parathas every morning. And so someone tells you to do a dieting and remove parathas, so that's very difficult. So I would say that maybe having a parathas every morning is one of my favorite things today.
So we are Punjabi people, we love to have parathas and all. Okay. Thank you, Sahil. Thank you, Sahil, for coming on our show, coming on our podcast. And what we'll try to implement, we'll try to implement something out of your advice today and try to tell listeners that how we can implement it through AI.
My pleasure. Thank you for calling Hoy and to show.
And you haven't subscribed for our channel, please subscribe. In the next video, you will get how we can implement this, and you will start learning with us how we can implement these, like one of the tasks out of it with AI. Thank you.
So let's have one AI hack. So today we're gonna using a tool called Apollo.io. So what Apollo.io is using is like he has a database of this software is having a database of millions of people who are decision makers of a company. And it's a very renowned software, very old software in the market, and little bit pricey too. So let's log in it up, and I want a decision maker people of NGOs. So decision maker of NGOs, so that I can mail them and ask them for any services which I don't want to relate it with NGOs. So how are we gonna do that? So let's quickly go into the dashboard. Then we will search, and here I want to search the people of an industry. So that's how it works. So we need to choose a persona. Yeah, I want Chief Information Officer, IT Manager. These are kind of persona. Name, job titles. Yeah, job titles include CEO, founder. These are like decision maker of a company, founder and CEO, general manager, then we have general manager, chief technical officer who is taking decision of tech stuff, and more we can add it over here always, like president. The beauty of this is like when you want to close a deal, there is two steps. Either you go from the bottom level and take on appointments above and goes to the top. Might be the outer circle of the top. And there is another channel when a top guy, a president or founder of a company tell his team that okay, I want to work with Nippon, so he have some plans, let's get on him board, or you can just check what exactly he's offering. So the process will be quite simpler. And both the directions you need to show your presentation or your skills. But in the first, when president tell everyone or CEO tell everyone, the chances of closing the deal is quite high and people will take you seriously. Okay, then company location is our United States. Employees, so that we'll get idea, like small to medium enterprises right now we are targeting. So let it be by 5100. Industry keywords, non-profit organizations, not coming over here. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Company keywords, buying intent. That's the power of this tool. Like if you're posting some stuff on LinkedIn or any other post on other stuff, marketplaces, they have their AI who detect that you have a buyer intent or not, and they will give you a score like which services we can offer them. So we cyber security, my client is into cyber security, so I'm choosing like this. So people who is having a buying intent of these stuff will be over here. Oh, it's very less because we narrow it down so much. And let's see what exactly it is. Upgrade. Still it's showing like this. There might be a problem with the industry keyword, that's why it was not showing. Non-profit, NGO, we'll search for profit.
Organization management is not a right keyword. Let it be. We can target any industry and we'll go for buyer intent. High. Again, there is very medium we can choose. I think till medium it's good to go. We can broaden our audience from here. So we need at least a list of good people who are looking for this. So our whole cold email marketing or the calling campaign will not, boom. So I choose everything. Email status I want likely to be verified. So my bounce rate will get reduced, but let's see. Oh, it's lots of other stuff. Let it be like this, because this is still in the building stage. These features right now they are come up with too, and email sequence and other stuff also. But generally I don't prefer this because people will generally block their domain.